What it is, what they do. This is Orion, aka Brass Balls, bringing you another deep dive top 5. This time around, we're gonna talk about my personal top 5 rap songs that sampled the legendary Sade. Sade's been sampled countless amount of times by so many artists, so this actually took me a little bit to do some research and figure out what is my personal top 5. My top 3 was easy to get to because those are tracks that I constantly play, but the remaining 2 took me a minute to weed through so many tracks that have sampled Sade. If you don't know by now, you should. Orion Hip Hop is the YouTube channel where you can peep previous episodes of Deep Dive Top 5, Deep Dive Tape Stash, as well as joints and music from yours truly, Orion, aka Brass Balls. Salute to all my listeners, all of my gram addicts out there that has been keeping up with me and following me. This one should be a fun one for me to do. So, without further ado, let's get into this top 5. At number 5, we got Slim Thug featuring Paul Wall, a song called R.I.p. Parking Lot. They sampled a Sade track by the name of Sally. This track got a video and everything. Go peep that Slim Thug, Paul Wall. It's definitely some dope Houston track to vibe with, you feel me? Number 4, we gonna keep it in Houston right now, and it's Zero. He was recently featured on the Drink Champs show with Nori and DJ EFN. Zero's a legend in the game, been around for a hot minute. This is a track he put out called Respect My Mind, and it's really dope because he basically not only sampled Sade's Cherish the Day, which is one of Sade's biggest tracks, but he also put a spin on the lyrics and made Cherish the Day from some romantic love quest to a gangster's mind frame, you feel me? And what he did was masterful. I love this joint, and it was hard to pick this joint amongst some other tracks, but we'll get into the honorable mentions a little bit later. But shout out to Zero, shout out to the whole Houston hip-hop scene. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Made the top 5 in the deep dive, Orion's deep dive top 5. Let's get into number 3. Number 3 is a lesser known track. A lot of people might not be up on this joint right here. This is from an artist by the name of Jet Gambiano. Now, Jet Gambiano released this on his own solo project, but the way I came across it was through San Francisco MC Paris. He released an album called Unleashed in 1998 or 1999. And I had that album. I love that album, but it featured this track from Jet. Paris is not even on this song. It's a song called Everyday Livin. So with Everyday Livin, he samples Sade's Nothing Can Come Between Us, and that dope ass bass groove that you hear on the original Sade track, you also hear on this Jet track, and I love what Jet did with it. This is West Coast all day. You know, they even have parlay. They say parlay in the hook. They know ain't nothing more West Coast than that. But this track for me has a lot of nostalgic value. I remember being a young buck in high school, and this shit was playing on my stereo quite often. It was a time when I was really into some West Coast G-Funk shit, and this is definitely that G-Funk vibe all day, every day. Real everyday living, you feel me? Go peep that. Go peep that. If you ain't aware of this joint, you gotta go peep that. Now, number 2 for a lot of people could be number 1, and that is MF Doom's Doomsday. This is the title track off MF Doom's solo debut album. Metal Face made his debut off of this one, and this is one of his most notable tracks. It samples Sade's Kiss of Life, and that's no mystery. I ain't sample snitching. Everybody knows this. The sample is clear as day, but what he did on it was fantastic. The way he rhymes on it, and also taking the drums from BDP's poetry, mixing it in with the Sade feel, is fantastic. So, you know, a lot of people might be telling themselves, right, might be screaming at me saying this should be number 1, this MF Doom track, and I don't blame y'all if it is for your number 1, but it ain't on mine, and I'm gonna get into why in a little bit. But rest in peace to the legend MF Doom. He also sampled Sade on another track for his M Food album, but this one to me just holds a special place because of its significance in being in the MF Doom catalog. The first time I heard this was back in 2001 in college. I was in Full Sail in Orlando, and my roommate was in love with MF Doom, and he's the one that actually put me on to MF Doom. This track was always playing, this Doomsday track. So Shout out to my dog Kevin B. Castillo. Haven't seen you in a minute, homie. Now, before I get into number one, let me just give out some honorable mentions. DWELE featuring Slum Village, a song called Keep On. Produced by J Dilla. In true J Dilla fashion, he takes a chop from Sade's Paradise, like 2 bass note chops, and does wonders with it. So that's a dope one to go peep. A rap duo by the name of kRITT only released 1 album, but this album is in high regard with a lot of hip-hop fans, and they got a track on it called Everflowing where they sample Sade that's worth checking out. Now there's a song from Sade that happens to be my daughter's favorite song, and that's Like a Tattoo. And that song was actually sampled by 3 really dope MCs. One of which is Dave East, another AZ, and another one Big kRITT. All of their tracks are worth going to check out. And in the description box on the YouTube channel, I'm gonna put links to all of these songs that I'm talking about, because it's always worth listening to and checking out and vibing to. And that's what I do for all of my followers out there. That's my way of showing my appreciation to y'all. You can always come to my channel, peep previous episodes, and anything I mention, I always try to put in the description box for y'all. So make sure you check out the description box if you're curious about all these songs that I'm talking about. Also want to say Space Goes Purp. Now, he has a song called I Wanna Fuck Sade, and I don't blame him for that sentiment, but his song isn't really sampling Sade for a personal Space Goes Purp track. In fact, he just took a Sade track, chopped and screwed it. But once again, if you into chopped and screwed, it's worth checking that out. Description box, I'll put a link for that. Myself, I was featured on a song from a group from Miami called Love Life, called Crying Shame, along with Joka Wild, the Benchwarmers Clique, and they sampled Sade, and they were gonna do a whole project where every single track was gonna be a Sade-based sample. And I don't know if them brothers ever released that. It's been in my vault since 2009. So since I was gonna do this video, I decided to put up the track on my YouTube page. So check out the previous video that I got on my YouTube page so you can hear Crying Shame featuring your boy Orion and Joka Wild. But that ain't my number one, because if I were to put that as my number one, I would be some megalomaniac dude, and that's just not my steez. Maybe I should have started from the top of the list like these brothers have said in the past, and I'm talking about Mobb Deep, Where Your Heart At. That is the number one on my list. It's off the Murder Music album. It was actually also featured in the Into Deep soundtrack. They sample Sade's Fear, or should I say Havoc sample Sade's Fear, and I love this joint, man. That album, Murder Music, came out while I was in high school, so it has a lot of nostalgic value to me, but this is one of the standout tracks on Murder Music, especially the subject matter matches the vibe of the beat 110%. So I always thought they should have done a video for this track, as a matter of fact. You know what I'm saying? This should have been like, you know, if you think back to that era of Murder Music, you had Quiet Storm as their first single, then you had Thug Life, and it's understandable that those were the first 2 singles, but I always felt like this should have been a 3rd or a 4th single on some serious shit, and really done a dope video for it. I think that would have been ill. That coupled with the Cool G Rap feature for Gorillas, those 2 tracks off Murder Music should have had videos, in my humble opinion. So that's pretty much it. That's the deep dive top 5. I could go through the list right quick for y'all. Number 5, we had Slim Thug featuring Paul Wall, R.I.p. Parking Lot. Then you had number 4, Zero, Respect My Mind. At number 3, we had Jet Gambiano, Everyday Livin. And at number 2, we had MF Doom, Doomsday. And at the number 1 spot, Mobb Deep, Where Your Heart At. That's what it is. I'm Orion, aka Brass Balls. Go peep the latest project, Everything Will Be Okay, completely produced by my dog Kronos9, available on all streaming platforms. We just recently came out with that. Shout out to all my peeps out there peeping this right now. Peace.